Slovakia Chronicles, a podcast of information, news and much more of our beloved Slovakia. By Andrea Paolo Mazzucchetti. It's me! Let's start. Hello everyone, welcome to the 25th episode of the Slovakia Chronicle podcast. Finally, in less than 1 week, the winter holiday will start. Are you excited? Did you buy the last gift? If not, now will be a problem, because from today the new lockdown in Slovakia starts, and of course is not good news for all of us. But in any case, it seems a necessary measure due to the last negative results of the pandemic crisis from the health point of view. In fact, the experts were asking to shut everything down. Even the municipalities invited the execute to close everything as soon as possible. And the population were now resigned between two unpleasant options, to prefer the lockdown rather than another mass test campaign. The government hold back and decide, after 7 days of discussion, for a limited closure of the shop and little else, presumably fearful for both economic and social consequences. But let's start to describe how this lockdown will look like, and let's begin for the dates. The new rules will apply not from the 21 of December as previously thought, but already from today, Saturday 19, from 5 in the morning, which will remain in force until January 10. All stores will be closed except for those needed to meet basic needs, namely food store, drugstore, pharmacies, repair services, gas station, etc. Bar and restaurant must close both the indoors and outdoor spaces to the public, and can serve food or drinks only to take away or for home delivery. But the government did not particularly want to restrict the movement of the people, who will still be able to move and travel during the Christmas period, and even meet families and friends. In Slovakia, therefore, it will be possible to travel within the country, and abroad under specific conditions. Movements between districts are not restricted. However, the government recommends careful consideration of every move out of the house. You can get around to meet your family, go to work, go to shop for basic necessities, fill up your car, go to the post office, or for a collection point in online stores. You can go to churches for religious services, and to ski slope will remain open, as previously announced, for those who have negative corona test with them. After all, individual outdoor sports are always allowed, as well as nature walks. Negative COVID tests also required to access hotels. Other exceptions include assistance to children, the elderly, pets going to bank or insurance counter, as long as you possibly choose the location close to your home. But you can go also out for the funerals, baptism or wedding. There will be only mass events that will be allowed until January 10, with up to 6 people. And you can go to the second home or mountain cottage if you want with your family. Employers are asked to make every effort to allow their employees to work remotely, while the school will close this weekend and will reopen on January 8 as already decided. At border crossing in Slovakia, the regulation already in force continue to apply. The executive has also given the green light to a new system intended to determine what must be done locally or nationally when certain risk limits are exceeded. The alert system will have to monitor the epidemiological situation in the country and indicate the adoption of antivirus measures. Certain indicators of worsening of the situation will be examined, such as the number of infected cases, the increase of cases, and the dynamics related to growth. The 7 days moving average of new cases of infection, the number of hospitalized patients across the country, and the actual reproduction factor of the virus were chosen as key indicators for the activation of cross-cutting measures. The new system has a total of 7 stages, ranging from green to black. The situation in the country is in the worst phase, black in color, with at least 1,500 people in hospital, a virus reproduction factor over 1.1, and the 7 days average of new cases above 1,000. Crossing-cutting measures will be implemented. So definitely the best gift we would like to receive for the winter holidays is definitely a cure for this epochal virus. It seems that the vaccine campaign will start very soon in Slovakia. To achieve the goal of the collective immunity, it will be necessary to vaccinate more than 60-70% of the population. The vaccine will be administered in 4 stages. First of all, medical personnel and workers in the social health sector will be vaccinated, with particular regard to nursing home operators. In this phase, other categories of citizens will be also vaccinated that allow the country to function properly. For example, police officers, soldiers and key infrastructure workers, for example, power plant and energy distributors, but also companies of food, etc. The second round of vaccination will concern people over 65 and the chronically ill ones. In the third round, it will be the turn of people from marginalized Roma community, the homeless, asylum seeker, and for example, teachers. Finally, the fourth wave of the vaccination campaign will also make the vaccine available to all the adults in the country. The government and health authorities only strongly recommend vaccination, to be done with 2 inoculations 2 weeks apart, but this will remain voluntarily and free for all. But let's go away for a moment from the sad news coming from this Christmas period, characterized by the pandemic, and let's talk a little bit about how Christmas is celebrated in Slovakia, especially for foreigners who are not familiar with the local traditions. In Slovakia, Christmas celebration begins with the Advent. Many Slovaks are Roman Catholics, so this is the start of the important spiritual preparation for Christmas. During Advent, there are lots of preparation to be made for Christmas. These include cleaning of the house, baking, shopping and buying the Christmas tree. Carps are also sold on the streets, from the big tanks. Christmas Eve is the most important day during Christmas period for Slovak. It's called Stredis Den, the generous days. The actual evening is called Stresny Večer, the generous evening, and the Christmas season is called Vianoce. Slovak Christmas trees are decorated with colored lights, fruits and made decoration made of wood, baking goods made with honey in the form of angel and other religious symbols and sweets. Christmas trees are kept until January 6, the feast of the Three Kings. Christmas gifts are brought to children by Jezisko, baby Jesus. Family gifts are put under the Christmas tree. A common tradition is that the children have to leave their room when the presents are being brought by Jesus. When the presents are there, a bell is ringing. The children then run to the Christmas tree to try to catch baby Jesus, but they always miss him. Then the presents are open. Most people open their present after the main Christmas meal, although some people before they eat. On the Christmas Eve morning, the carp is killed and gutted, or some other fish is taken out from the freezer. During the day, the supper is cooked. It is tradition not to eat anything during Christmas Eve. This was a direction given by the Catholic Church. It was said that if you manage to get by without food for the whole day, you will see a little golden pig in the evening, after the midnight mass service. The main Christmas meal is known as Velia and consists of 12 dishes. The number of dishes symbolizes the number of Jesus' disciples. The table is prepared with a white tablecloth with straw and sheaves of wheat at each end. Christmas dinner begins with small bread, wafer, and blessing. The main Christmas supper varies between regions and families. It normally has a lot of courses, including a fish dish and kapucnica. Kapucnica is a thick cabbage soup with sausages, meat, dried mushroom, and cream. Every family has its own recipe. Carp is often a dish that is eaten. Some people buy it alive and keep it in the bathtub until it's time to kill it and cook it. And if you want to take a bath or a shower, you have to take it out from the bath and put it in a bucket. Other dishes may include a baked ham or roasted goose, small pieces of bread mixed with butter and sauerkraut, or sweetened with honey and poppy seeds, potato salad, dumpling, vegetable, and plenty of walnuts roll and cookies. Cookies are the popular dessert and treat at Christmas. Some favorite includes vanilla ones made with poppy seeds and walnuts and apricot cookies. Sometimes people will make more than 10 types of cookies. These are given to visitors over Christmas. There are also special themed waffles that are eaten with honey. After supper, people might visit the close family or neighbor and give small gifts. Then, many people will go to the midnight mass service. This is the busiest church service of the year. In Slovakia, there are many regional variations of the Christmas Eve celebrations. Some are local folk customs and rituals that date back many years. One tradition is to clean the house and window ready for Christmas. The Christmas Day and the Boxing Days on 26 are much quieter and days of rest. People might go to Holy Mass service and visit their family on Christmas Day. So after this mix between new reality and tradition, I would like just to wish all of you an happy winter holidays period to pass with your beloved ones. Also, Slovakia Chronicle podcast will take a break till next year, but don't worry, I will be back with news and information. Hopefully good one this time. Thank you for being part of the Slovakia Chronicle family and stay safe.